Strap yourself in. Woodward prohibited and available. Must get a shop.
Hey everybody, Dan Schinder here on Drum Talk TV on a very special episode, a tea party with Lux. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, Dan. How are you?
It's so great to finally meet you in person.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you. If you've been under a rock for a while and you don't know who Lux is, she plays, the first band we'll mention is Nekromantix, and she's actually on the last date of the tour here in Las Vegas as this is being recorded. What is it, April 18th?
April 18th, yes.
And so let's first talk about Nekromantix and the style of music that you're playing.
Sure.
If someone just landed from Mars, what's the easiest way to describe what you guys are doing?
The easiest way is describing it as punk and rockabilly mixed together. So the genre is called psychobilly, so it's played really fast, it's really heavy, really loud, and it's a lot of fun. It has some metal influences and some jazz influences, so when I play live with the guys, I'm using my setup that has 2 bass drums, and I do use double bass during some of the songs. So.
Cool. High heels?
And high heels.
So go watch Lux's videos and you'll see what I believe is the fastest high heel double bass drum player, right?
It could be.
You're on record for that, aren't you?
I set the hand record with World's Fastest Drummer. I think I attempted the one for feet, but I don't think I tried hard enough. I think my heels were not clicking.
Maybe the wrong... Did you get, what, 900 beats per minute? Is that
901 strokes per minute.
901. Wow, that's crazy. How do you, let's take a quick detour.
Yes.
For all the drummer geeks that do work on their playing, how did you get up to that? Was there a specific thing you did? Did it just happen?
It just happened, honestly.
Really?
I had heard about the contest, World's Fastest Drummer. I didn't prepare for it. I was actually at NAMM as the spokesmodel for the event. And
really?
And I just kind of went for it. So they had the...
You kind of pushed your way through, said, I can do that. Hey, you might want to kick off your... Oh, never mind.
I had to give it a try. They had what looks like a practice pad with a trigger on it, and they have the drummometer set to it. So anytime you hit it, it'll trigger a count. And so I just went for it. The second or third time I tried it was my record setting.
And this is hands, right?
This is for hands,
okay.
yeah. Yeah. So
how long ago was that?
That was 2007.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We'll go back to the music thing now. It's interesting to hear the style of the Nekromantix and that whole thing because you grew up listening to Cumbias and Balladas and those styles of music. How did you transition? Was it easy, or was it you were just so interested that you wanted to learn these other styles?
Well, I was raised listening to more like Latin dance music. My parents loved all of the classic hits from way back then, and so that's what we would listen to at home.
A lot of Vicente Fernandez, stuff like that?
Yes, exactly. A lot of either mariachi or cumbia, you know, all the dancing stuff. And when my sister, I have 2 older sisters, when the oldest one showed interest in wanting to play music, my parents put the 3 of us in a music school. So they just put me on drums, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was 12 years old. I was just a kid, you know, like just going along with it. And so I
get that. After 44 years, I still don't know what I'm doing.
I just fell in love with it, and I've been playing ever since. So
was it the sense of motion? Was it the whole kinesthetic thing, the feeling,
it's just a fun instrument to play. You get to hit things, and it makes cool sounds.
Yeah, that sums it up. Yeah.
Yeah. So we did the whole music school thing for about 2 years. We learned a lot of cover tunes, all the dance music. So we're still in that phase where we're still playing the dance stuff.
When you say dance, do you mean like
the cumbia stuff?
Okay.
Yeah, all of that, like rhythmic, I guess, covers of all that.
Los Bookies, stuff like
Selena,
that. Okay.
You know, Selena, like Tex-Mex, you know.
Yeah.
And we kind of, I guess, together grew out of that, and we wanted to play rock and roll. So I remember one day, my sister brought a tape that we wanted to learn how to play Zombies by the Cranberries.
Right.
And so she brings it to our music teacher and says, can you tab this out? Can you teach us how to play this? And I remember him saying like, yeah, I can teach you that later. Go practice and we'll work on that later. Right. And I remember him putting it in the drawer, closing the drawer behind him, and we never saw that cassette tape ever again. So yeah, we didn't stay in the school very long, and we just started to do our own rock music.
That's great. Now, before we go on, would you like some tea?
Oh yes, I would love some tea.
So, who are some of your earlier, who are some of your earlier double bass drum influences, and who are some that you really admire now?
Well, Scott Travis is definitely one of my earlier influences.
Just met him the other night.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, when my sisters and I started playing our rock music, and we kind of got away from all the cumbia and Spanish dance stuff. Metal was really what I started getting into. Aside from the direction my sisters were going to, my brother had brought home Painkiller, and when I heard Scott's playing on that first song, the intro, yes please, that just blew my mind away, and that was when I bought my second kick drum.
Oh.
And so yeah, he was
big influence.
My big influence.
And how about now? Who's someone maybe a little more younger or contemporary, newer?
Well, Chris Adler's been an influence for a while. I've always loved his playing, and I've seen him live. He's a machine. Like his timing and playing, and he's so smart with his fills and his patterns, everything he does. So I really admire him as a player.
Are you a fan of Gene Hoglan?
Yes, as well. Oh my gosh.
Would you like some cream?
Yes.
Hazelnut cream? When I say tea party with Lux, I'm serious. Cupcakes, chocolates.
Thank you.
Flavored cream. Yeah, we interviewed Gene in January at the Bonzo Bash after the first night in NAMM. And he's working on a project that you'll all find out about in another interview that he's going to do with us. But what a great guy. And we were talking about, I want to bring this up, we were talking about it in the car on the way here, that drummers are just different.
Yeah.
And if you follow the show, you've probably heard me talk about this with other drummers, but I think there's certainly some common denominators that make drummers different from other musical communities. I think one is that we're real open about sharing each other's techniques and styles and geeking out on each other's gears. Keyboard players and most guitar players aren't really as open about that.
I don't think so.
No. And I've never met a drummer that didn't have a great sense of humor, regardless of their personality type, whether they're real laid back and mellow, like you, John Hummel, or really wound up, you know, like Brian Tichy or Nico McBrain, and everybody in between is just like, that's a common denominator, sense of humor.
Yeah.
And they're like campers, you know, we look after each other's stuff and we have each other's back, I think, for the most part.
I think it comes naturally. I think drumming is very therapeutic too, so it could be that it just kind of brings us all into that persona of just being cool with everybody.
I've never heard that, but that makes a lot of sense, for sure. Talk about your other band and describe that music so people can see how versatile you are. Because I know there's some people watching that have never seen either band. They've seen a lot of the cover tunes you do on YouTube. And some people are critical of that. Not how good or how accurate your playing is, but just critical that that's what's on YouTube and that's all they know you from. And personally, I don't see a reason to be critical about any drummer and what they do. You know, to me, it's all about learning from each other and support. Right.
Well, my other band is called Sacred Storm. We're a thrash metal band. We haven't played in years, but we were independent, unsigned. We did the whole DIY. Like, we recorded ourselves. We put out an EP. We toured the States. We did a West Coast tour and wrote all original stuff. So I toured with them for, I think, about 2 or 3 years. And yeah, mostly thrash metal.
What was the biggest difference in the process, if any, between working with one band and the other? Did the style of music create any different process, or was it the people, or no difference at all?
I think the only difference really is one band was unsigned, so we did all the hard work ourselves. One band isn't signed and has been around for 20 plus years, so they're an established band. So the hard work and like trying to promote and that sort of thing isn't really there. I feel like, but every band has different members, different personalities, so you kind of just go with it.
Right. No, that makes sense. I think a lot of people, if you've spent a lot of your time in one band with the same people over and over, I think it can create the same restrictions as if you only play one style of music. Because if you only surround yourself with the same people, same type of people, you get into a routine, it's not always as easy to grow unless that's part of the plan, I think. When you look at bands like, let's say, Rush,
Right.
3 guys that have been together forever, yet they're always trying to diversify and grow. If that's not in the plan and you only surround yourself with the same people, I don't know how it happens or if it does. So
That's true.
I always
very
like
true.
asking that question when I know drummers play different styles of music or with different types, not just different bands, but different types of bands. You know, it
Right.
makes such a difference. How would you recommend? That sounded like a really cool hot rod that just went by. I hope you heard that.
That was my ride. I gotta go. Just kidding.
They're getting your high heels from the polishing department. What advice would you have for drummers that want to develop a presence on YouTube? Is that something you're comfortable talking about?
Gosh, there's so much available online.
I'm going to have a chocolate.
YouTube is great.
Have
for
a
that.
cupcake, have a chocolate.
I won't have a cupcake.
I'm not supposed to say this, but she has a real sweet tooth.
I have a really big sweet tooth.
Oh, you heard that?
I already had 2 Reese's while we were here. Gosh, the biggest thing for YouTube is to get into the habit of posting videos. I mean, one thing is work on your chops and learn the song and
Create something worth posting.
yeah, exactly. Create content that's unique and that's you. And once you get around to that, then it's kind of a long process. You have to figure out what you want to do and then how you're going to do it with like the recording process, visually, audio, all of that. And then posting it. Certain hours of the day are better to post than others, and if you're going to do weekly.
And that also depends on where the majority of your audience is.
Yeah.
I discuss this a lot with our staff on Drum Talk TV. We're followed by people in 70 countries, but some countries may have 24 people. Some countries may have 2,400 people. Some may have 24. So you got to take that into consideration.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, just find what works for you and keep at it.
Well, you enjoy your cupcake. I'll talk so that you can comfortably eat. We're going to drop in, and before you take a bite, you'll answer this. We're going to drop in one of Lux's favorite YouTube videos that you've done. What would that be?
I've done. Ooh. Well, I'd have to say it's a video I recorded recently. It's for one of Nekromantix's songs called "What Happens in Hell Stays in Hell," and it's my favorite because I had the chance to use both of my drum kits. I have 2 D drum kits. One is a white kit, and that one is a Reflex. Their Reflex model. It's alder wood, and then I have a black kit that's maple. And so my idea for this video was. Because it's talking about hell and what happens in hell stays in hell, I wanted to do a good and a bad. So I set up, with the help of a friend, I had a cocktail drum set up for the bad image, and it's set up so crazy that you can't really play it. I have to say the production and the team that I worked with was just the best that I've had so far, and yeah, I'm really excited for that video.
Oh, that's great. Well, let's drop that in while we eat a cupcake. Here is Lux with "What Happens in Hell Stays in Hell." Fitting, being that we're here in Vegas.
Yes.
That's a taste of some of what Lux has going on. The brand new video I love that cocktail kit. That's more like a
Yes.
full bar, not just the cocktail.
Right. Yes, exactly.
Who thought of that? Was that your idea, or was it a production design
yeah,
thing?
it was my idea. I had Kenny from Sacred Storm, who's the guitarist in Sacred Storm. I showed him my idea. I had pictures on my phone. I told him, make me this, make it crazy, unplayable, and make it cool. And so that's where it came from.
How long did it take, if you don't mind me asking, how long did it take for you to get the hang of playing to the playback on that kit and make it look and feel like, it fit?
It didn't take too long, but it was definitely uncomfortable. And it was definitely something I had to constantly be aware of because it was so difficult to play.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How often do you record videos, and how often do you put them out? Going back to sort of like the whole methodology that if you're going to do this, you got to have a plan, and there's a way to do it.
Well, I haven't been sticking to the plan because of my tour schedule.
Yeah, you've been on the road.
I've been on the road since January. It's been about 10 weeks. So I've only been home a month so far. So yeah, it's been a little bit difficult. But while I was home, I recorded a video, and that is in production right now, and will get posted when I get home. So my goal is to try to do a video a month. So that is going to be my schedule. But I would love to do a video a week. It's just so much time though because of first of all, rehearsing and then going out to YouTube, bringing all the gear, bringing all the stuff, set up.
Is that where you film all of them?
I've been filming at YouTube. So
okay.
I have three new videos, brand new videos that are in the works and will be posted this year.
Great. And maybe by the time you see this, it'll be out, we'll have it, and we'll drop it in and put at the bottom, this is one of the videos Lux was talking about.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know if this is included in those videos, but in previous videos, I've noticed something that this is a question from me, and most of the questions are always from me, but I don't think I'm unique. I figure if I think of something, all of you are going to be interested. I'm part of the same community, but then I'll have a question from someone in our audience.
Right.
What's with that drum throne? That cute white dainty wire backseat. Talk about that. What's up with that?
Well,
I understand the styling, but how do you play on that thing?
Well, it's actually it's a real drum throne.
Right?
The only thing my friend added for me was the backrest, and that backrest came from a small little stool that my mom had.
It looks like it goes in front of an old-fashioned vanity or something like that.
Yeah, it's exactly what that is. Except it's probably more of a plant pot stool because it wasn't very stable. So I had my friend take this little stool that I remember my mom having as a kid. He cut the back part off and then found a way to attach it to my drum throne. And that stool was white. My drum throne was white. So it was just that little chair stool became my drum throne stool. And it's a drum throne. It's a play on the word too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all princessy looking.
It is, yeah. No, it works well. I just wasn't sure how comfortable it was.
Yeah.
Or...
it was comfortable. I've retired it now, but.
Oh, have you? My next question was, do you have it on tour?
Yeah, no, it got so dirty on tour. It's been in the gutter.
Yeah.
It's been everywhere. Stand on it. You know what I mean? It got really.
Now it's like in the corner under a special light, like when people come over.
It's just glowing in the corner.
So we always say, so-and-so is going to be on the show. Do you have any questions that maybe I can squeeze in? And one gentleman, I'm trying to remember his name, Fernando, who happens to also follow Ellie Bertrand, who we were talking about earlier. Hello, Ellie.
Hello.
Clean your room, please, or Mom's going to get mad.
What? Just kidding.
So Fernando wanted to know, since you recorded such a great version of, and I don't remember the name of the song.
Sepultura.
Okay. He wanted to know which, if you followed both drummers, if you favor one or the other.
Between Igor and the new?
Yeah.
I love them both. I'm such a metalhead and an old school metalhead. Like I love all of the classic Sepultura stuff, and I love Igor's playing. The new drummer, he's so young. I think he's only 19 right now.
Oh wow.
He's phenomenal. I've seen him live. I've seen him at a drum clinic with another Paisky artist, Achilles Priester. They did a duo drum solo, and the guy has chops like Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's amazing. So I love them both. I love them
cool.
both, really.
That's really cool. Let's talk about gear real quick, and then
Yeah.
I've got a LUX Fun fact question
Okay.
before we go. What led you to Paiste? Was it that you, like, I think that a lot of us drummers, we grow up favoring the gear that our drum heroes play
Right.
a lot. Was it that influence? Was it something that you heard first, or how did you get attracted to Paiste?
With Paiste, actually, it was my first professional cymbal. Like I always, I had these starter cymbals that I would just bash on, and then I walked into Guitar Center one day and said, I need something new and that sounds good, and the guy recommended Paiste, and I love their signature series cymbals. So that's what I had started using. I started using their signature reflector cymbals, and then now currently I'm using their metal alphas. So
Oh, cool.
So I just fell in love with the sound and I stuck with it.
Great. I've never heard the metal alphas. I want
You'll hear them tonight at the show. Yeah.
Very cool. And D-drum?
And D-drum.
How'd you end up with D-drum?
Through a friend, he referred me to D-drum while I was on tour and needed new gear, and I needed a relationship too, because that's important. Being a touring musician, sometimes when you have gear problems, you need someone to call to send you something, whatever it is.
Right.
And I hooked up with Felix from D-drum, and he talked to me about their line, explained their woods that they use, and sent me a kit. I tried it out, loved
Really?
their kit. Yes. So
What are the shells? Are they maple or?
one of my kit setups is maple. The other is alder wood, so it's
Okay.
a lot warmer. I love them both, so I ended up keeping the alder wood for my studio recording. When I do my YouTube videos, I record on the white kit, and I use the maple one for touring. So
Cool. And how about drum heads? What are you using?
drum heads, I've always used Remo. Yeah, that's what I've always played as a kid, so I just stuck with them. For drumsticks, I'm using a head.
Cool.
They're the
and we have a
the
pair
cool black
right
looking-
here that
the
Lux
black
is going to
looking
sign.
ones.
Right there.
And I love these because compared to my old drumsticks that I would use, these absorb the shock in your hand. And when
Really?
I'm playing with Nekromantix, I'm using a lot of
Yeah.
power on that.
Yeah.
The rim snare shot, and it just would kill me. But these are great for that, and they last so long.
Cool.
Yeah, they last
Cool.
way long.
Someone's going to get these. She's going to sign them along with a bunch of other heads that we use for different charities that we're attached to. But that's cool.
Yeah.
Now it's time for a Lux Fun fact. Now, I don't know how old you are, and we're not going to go there.
Okay.
And it's not that it matters, but when I thought of this question earlier, I, of course, thought of it from my perspective of being, well, I'm 51 as you're watching this. And the question has to do with TV/cartoon culture. So I wondered,
okay.
I know what I would answer for this question. It could be totally different, or maybe not. The way things are syndicated now and all of that. But obviously, I'm a lot older than you. So I wondered how you would answer the question of, is there a TV show or a cartoon program, present or from the past, that has a musical soundtrack that sometimes just gets stuck in your head?
Oh gosh, they get stuck in my head. I guess it hasn't really gotten stuck in my head recently.
It
but,
will now.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Oh, wow.
I guess a 90s kid would know that.
Yeah, yeah. Used to watch that with my kids all the time. You remember that, boys? And the girls, yeah, absolutely.
That show is the greatest.
Wow, I forgot about that until you just said it, and I pictured all the games and stuff they did.
The gold helmet.
Yeah, that's funny. The way I thought of that question was today, I don't know what happened. Does anything, I don't know about you, Harold, our wonderful photographer for Drum Talk TV here in Las Vegas, but sometimes something just enters your head for no apparent reason. I couldn't get the soundtrack to Green Acres out of my head.
Okay.
And I haven't watched Green Acres in like 38 years. I don't know where it came from, so I thought, oh, that'd be kind of a fun question to ask as a
Right.
fun fact. You know?
I thought you were going to ask me, what is your favorite pizza place? Because I'm always posting about pizza.
You know what? I have another Lux. Well, I wanted to ask you something that people might not know.
Yeah. Oh no.
But
sure.
what is your favorite pizza place?
Right now, I would have to say this deep dish Chicago-style pizza place in Costa Mesa, California.
Okay.
It's called Rancheras.
What's it? Rantis?
Rancis, like
Rancis.
like Francis, but without the
okay.
F. Yeah, their pizza is just so.
Wait, are you sure the F didn't just fall off the
Yeah.
sign?
Oh,
and
it probably did. It probably did. No, I'm kidding. Pizza's so thick and the sauce is on top, so you can't see the toppings. You know,
Right.
It's
Oh.
very, very Chicago.
Oh, cool.
style.
I have to
It's
try
great.
that out. Nice. So you're a pizza aficionado?
I love pizza. My fans will know that I love.
Is it
pizza.
aficionado or connoisseur? Maybe both.
Maybe both.
Yeah.
I just like to eat it.
Cool. Where does it go, Lux? Where does it go?
It disappears when I'm behind the kit.
There you go. Yeah.
Like playing all day. Yeah, that's gonna go away.
Very cool. Last question. What's in store? You're finishing the tour.
Yep.
You mentioned a couple other YouTube videos. What are your plans? What do you want to do that you haven't done, or what do you want to do more of? And I'll have a candy if you don't mind.
Oh, sure. Well, I have a break before we go to Europe for a week and a half. And during this break, it's about 2 months. So I'll be helping getting our videos finished from YouTube. And I'll be posting 3 new videos. I will be shooting more while I'm home. So my fans will get to see more behind the scenes. And I'll ask questions and you guys will be able to ask me directly. And
That's cool.
yeah, so a lot more videos.
And you
is
like
what's
that,
about.
having
I
that
love
relationship,
yeah.
don't
And
you?
I especially love when I'm traveling, and then I get to meet my fans who I've been talking to online,
That's
and
cool.
it's the best.
That's great. See, it's not like she's not approachable or anything. We're having a freaking tea party here at the Schinder home. And you're all welcome. Anytime you want to come to Vegas, look me up, send me a message, come for a tea party.
There you go.
This is as radical as it gets here.
Yes.
Cool. Well, thank you so much
thank
for
you for
coming on
having
Drum
me.
Talk TV.
Thank you so much, Dan.
Really appreciate it. And thank you all for joining us here on Drum Talk TV. You can see all our interviews at www.drumtalktv.com, and all of Lux's information, as if you don't already know it, is right here magically on the screen. Check her out on YouTube, Facebook, everywhere else in the internet sphere, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, guys.